right. Okay. Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to say happy Sunday to everyone. I pray that everybody's doing well, and I guess the rain is over, so I guess we can enjoy this beautiful sunshine and this pleasant atmosphere. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's pleasant. So, with that being said, happy Sunday. I wanted to talk about several things, and I probably have to come back and do another live for those other things. But right now, I want to talk about you guys and how you feel about where you are right now in life. And the reason why I'm asking you that is because at one time in life, you know, everybody ought to sit down and just reevaluate, you know, where you are. What's going on with you? Do you like what you're experiencing? You know, whether you are in a relationship, married, single, employed, unemployed, retired, whatever. You know, we should, you know, at some point sit down with ourselves and just reevaluate things, you know, look over things, see how things are going, you know, and how you feel about that. And the reason why, because one day back in 2017, I had to sit down and I had to reevaluate some things concerning, you know, where I was at. I had just received some news that I wasn't going to be able to work anymore. And it wasn't something that was planned. It wasn't something that I knew was coming, you know, so it wasn't like I had time to prepare. And I'm telling y'all, there's going to be a lot of people in the near future. There's going to be a lot of that for a lot of people in the near future. You know, jobs they're going away. In the day, there's no such thing as job security. Back in the day, yeah, back in the, you know, 60s and 70s, you know, I could see, and I did see, people in my family, you know, had nice, decent, good jobs that where they were able to raise a family. If the wife wanted to work, she could, but she didn't have to. But if she did, you know, it just made things run a little bit more smoother. But back then, you know, jobs were really paying, you know, what they needed to pay. And then the cost of living wasn't as high as it is now. So I'm talking like, 50 something years ago, if not longer, you know. So things have changed, things are changing, and they're going to continue to change. So, you know, if you are not satisfied, if you're not happy with where you are, you need to, you know, really think about doing some internal work for your mindset. When I sat down and thought about me not being able to work anymore, the biggest thing I knew that I wasn't going to do is settle for whatever the state wanted to give me. No, ma'am. I like too much. I like to go too much. I like nice things, you know, and when I want something, I want something. I can't sit around and wait on a 1 monthly check and then I just wing it the rest of the month and wait for the next monthly check. No. I have a physical disability. Yes, I do. But I don't let my physical disability stop me from doing what I can do for myself. You know, having your own business. All right, how you doing, brother? All right. Having your own business is it's powerful. It really is, because I know I've had a bunch of good jobs, and I can guarantee you none of those jobs paid me what I was worth. Your job ain't gonna pay you what you're worth. No job is gonna pay you what you're worth. Your job is gonna pay you what they are going to pay you to keep you to stay. And you as an employee are going to do just what you know you're supposed to do so you don't get fired, right? So I just took that same mentality that I had when I used to have a job. You know, I would show up when I wasn't feeling well. I would show up when I was sick. Or if I got sick while I was at work, you know, I still worked my shift till it was time to get off. I didn't like the fact that when things went on at my children's school, a lot of times they were in the mornings, and well, in the mornings I had to be at work, so I couldn't attend those things. I didn't like that. I missed a lot of cheerleading stuff that my daughter was doing. I missed a lot of track meets that my daughter was doing. I missed a lot of football games and baseball games and basketball games that my sons were participating in, because a lot of times those things went on during the hours, a lot of times when I had to be at work. So I know what that feels like. So I just got to the point where I knew that if I did something for myself, if I invested in myself, I could get my time back. And that's what I wanted. I wanted my time back. I wanted the freedom of having my own time back. Not punching somebody's clock and them telling me when to come, when to go, when to eat, when to come back. You know, this, that, and the other. Don't get me wrong. I really am blessed to have the type of jobs that I have. I am not against jobs. I'm not, y'all. But I wish that I would have known about, you know, starting my own business on the side while I still had my job. You know, I could have been still working my full-time job and building my little business on the side. You know, if I can work an 8-hour job, or sometimes 10, I could come home for at least maybe an hour or hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how tired I am, and do something that's going to, you know, be a benefit to me and my family. Because me working on somebody else's job, that's not a long-term benefit for me and my family. That's a long-term benefit for somebody else's family. You know, so I just wish somebody would have told me that, hey, Desiree, girl, you know, you could keep that full-time job you got and, you know, work something on the side for yourself and build your business. Build your business, you know, and I didn't know that, though. You know, I didn't come to find out that information until after I was kicked out of corporate America and needed income. That's when this travel opportunity fell into my lap. And I'm thankful for it, because it has really helped me, and it's helped a whole bunch of other people. And when you make travel your business, it's different from, you know, booking on websites like Travelocity, Expedia, who else, Priceline, whoever, you name it, Hotwire, all of those places. It's different because those places make money off you. They do. They make money off you, and there's a commission built into that good price you think you're getting, and they're getting that commission. You not. And I didn't know that, and I used to book a lot of travel for myself and for my family, and especially around family reunion times. I had a lot of family members that stayed out of state that would call me to book the hotels for them. They would call me to book rental cars for them. You know, they most of them know how to take care of their flights, but it was the hotels, it was the rental cars, and sometimes they wanted to do other things down here, you know, in New Orleans when they came. They wanted, you know, different excursions, you know, adventurous things to do, and I would do that. But nobody told me that every time I did that and paid for it, you know, with their credit card or whatever, that I just paid somebody on the other side of that website a commission. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. Just like a lot of you guys, nobody told you that. But I'm telling you that every time you book something, I don't care if it's a train, a plane, a car, a flight, a resort, a hotel, motel, I don't care what it is, there's a commission built into that price. And you just paid somebody a commission, but you did all the work. So now that I'm on the money-making side of travel, I get paid the commission, you know, and I can show you how to do that. And you can take this and do whatever you want with it. You know, you can work your business the way you want to work your business. There are no mandates. Nobody's going to come behind you and call you, beg you, bother you, and say you need to be doing X, Y, Z, and ABC. No. They're not, because it's not like that. It's your business. You run it the way you want to run it. You don't even have to share this if you don't want to. I share it because I feel like there are people out there that, I wouldn't say struggling. Maybe there are some people struggling, but that's not my mindset of why I share it. I share it because in the beginning, all I wanted to do was just save money on my travel. That's it. I didn't want to pay, you know, an arm and a leg if I didn't have to. I really didn't. And I only traveled once a year at that time because I could only afford to travel once a year because I only got paid, income tax only comes out once a year, around February, right? So I would travel around that time, and that was all I could afford. But being in the travel business, I travel when I want to, whenever I get ready, because it's different when you are on the inside of travel rather than on the outside of travel. When I was on the outside of travel, another thing that went on was all I got when I finished doing a reservation, whether it was for me or somebody else, all I got was a receipt. Well, now, since I'm on the inside of travel, when I travel now, I still get a receipt, the confirmation and all of that stuff in my email, but I also get a check, and that is what I had always wanted. I want to get some money back if I can. Just like when we use coupons at Walmart or Winn-Dixie or whatever. If you got coupons, you want to get some of your money back. That's all. That's all I wanted. I wanted to save money on my travel, but now, I share it because of that. And also, I believe that there are people who are looking for ways to have quality travel plans and, do the things that they're looking to do with their family, make, wonderful travel memories that outlast you, but not have to pay an arm and a leg, to do that. And I found it. I found freedom. I have time freedom. I do what I want when I want. I go when I want. I don't miss anything that goes on at my granddaughter's school because I have the time. I have the time now. And if somebody would have told me, like I said earlier, if somebody would have told me, hey, Desiree, look, you could keep that job you got and still build a business on the side. And then when the day came where I found myself being kicked out of corporate America, I would have been prepared. I wasn't prepared. Just like many of you guys, you're not prepared. A lot of y'all not prepared, but some of y'all may be, and that's good. But I'm talking to the people that's not prepared. If you was to lose your job today, if they called you in tomorrow morning, tomorrow is Monday. If they called you tomorrow morning and told you, hey, baby, don't worry about coming in, they done downsized and we don't need you no more, what are you gonna do? Please don't tell me the Lord will take care of me. He do, but He also gives you enough. You ought to have enough wisdom to know that when something is getting ready to come, He also gives you warnings. He also gives you signs. Nothing just drops out the sky. You are getting prepared. And what I mean by that is people are talking to you. People are, pulling your coattail. People are dropping little nuggets, to you about, you need to do something more than what you're doing. My mama always told me, never put all my eggs in one basket. I didn't know at that time what she was talking about. I was like, okay, Mom, whatever. But I learned later on as I continued to grow and live that she meant never rely on one thing to be your all in all. And when it comes down to your finances, you need to diversify. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. You need to diversify. You need to, have something. You need a plan B. You need a plan C. You need a plan D. So if something don't go right, then you got other things to fall back on. Don't let your good job be the only thing you have. And when they pull the rug, if they pull the rug on you, you back at square one trying to figure out, what we gonna do. I'm just saying, because I could have done that, but I decided to not rely on the state for their little once-a-month check. And a lot of you guys are in that situation. You're scared, full of fear, and you're like, well, if I go do this, then they gonna take my check, and I don't want to lose my check. And baby, let me tell you something. Whatever the state is giving you, you worth more than that. You worth a whole lot more than that. A whole lot more. A whole lot more. Do you know that there is something on the inside of you that was placed there by the Lord, the Creator? He placed it on the inside of you so that when you find out what that is and you defined it and refined it and start serving it to the world, it will pay you more than any job could ever pay you. But see, you got to do that for yourself. You got to want it for yourself. I'm in a position to help a lot of people, and a lot of people, talk to me about they want to make a change, they want to do better financially, and you give them the information on how they can do that, and you don't hear nothing from them. They ghost you. And I don't run behind nobody. I don't. Because whatever you chase is going to run, right? So I don't chase anything. I know what I got. I know that I found the path to freedom. I know I have. Time freedom, financial freedom, and personal freedom. I found it. And everybody is going somewhere all the time. You're either going to school, you're going to your job, you're going to a graduation, you're going to a wedding, you're going to church, you're going to the doctor, you're going somewhere all the time. So everybody's moving around, everybody's traveling, right? So get on the money making side. Stop being a consumer and start being an owner. It's easy. It's easier than you think. A lot of times things be so easy till we miss it because we overthinking it. And then we let people who ain't going nowhere stop us from trying to get somewhere. I see it all the time. You let people talk you out of things that was sent to you to bless you and to take you to another dimension financially, emotionally, mentally, and physically. You got to stop listening to people who ain't going nowhere trying to take you with them. I'm just saying. So, if I can help you, I'm here. Just reach out. Like I said, I don't chase nobody. I know I have found it. Personal freedom, financial freedom, all right, and time freedom. I got my time back, y'all. I would never miss anything that my granddaughters do at their school or recreational. I'm going to be there because now I have the freedom. When my children went to school, I didn't have it because I was locked into that job. But thank you, Jesus. Hey, Belinda. Hey, sis. Thank you, Jesus, that I was wise enough to listen to the man of God when he came to me with that business opportunity. And I didn't understand everything about it. That's another thing that stops a lot of people from doing something. Is, I got to understand this, and I don't know how this going to work. And well, what about this? Look, I didn't understand much of nothing. I just knew that, number one, if this man of God is coming to me about an opportunity and he's already in it, I need to be in it. Because he didn't have to tell me. He could have kept it to himself. But he decided to share it with me. And I was looking for something to help me with my finances. Because, like I said, I've been kicked out of corporate America. And I was not prepared. I wasn't. So when you learn to recognize who it is that's coming to you with something that you don't know everything about, don't let the fact that you don't know everything about it stop you from getting on in it. Learn as you earn. That's what we say. Learn as you earn. And I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Does this business work? You better believe it does. I have not worked for nobody since 2017. Okay? And I ain't living in the street. I ain't living under some hut somewhere. Okay? We doing well, thanks to the Lord. Okay, but you got to be wise enough, y'all, to recognize who's coming to you, what they coming to you with, and is it for you? Now, I realize everything is not for everybody. I understand that. But you don't know until you try it. You see what I'm saying? And with the 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Nothing. Because we're not trying to take something from you. We're trying to get something to you. Okay? So if anything that I said on this live resonated with you in any kind of way, we need to talk. Because I know I can help you. Reach out if you want some more information. Until the next video, peace.